Good morning, everybody. It's Mindful Monday with Crystal Farley, Stress Management Maven. I am making a pot roast this morning. So we are getting some snow out here in New Hampshire. So I'm going to do a slow cooker pot roast. I am in the biggest hurry today, but I feel like I've been slacking on my broadcasting. So I wanted to make sure I at least popped on to say hello. So let me grab my Instapot. So, for those of you that are joining for the first time, welcome. I am Crystal Farley, again, stress management consultant. I work with groups of people, predominantly organizations, to improve the foundation of stress amongst employees. And then I also host personal growth workshops on my own. I partner with life coaches, yoga studios, as well as work with Women in the Workplace initiatives. So anybody that's trying to work on improving inclusion and diversity, I can also help with that. So I'm involved in a lot of different things. But today is Mindful Monday, and as I cook my pot roast, we just got done wrapping up with the podcast recording. So I am a co-host, co-creator of People, Trauma, and Stress Discussed, which is a podcast where my friend Heather and I, we work with, we talk about how PTSD affects our lives and how really, how we can overcome it. So, we are trying to empower people through our voices because we don't want people to be defined by their trauma. We want people to be able to succeed beyond that. So, so that's what we do. Right now I'm just browning the outside of the pot roast, just so you guys know. All right, we're going to do carrots, we're going to do mushrooms in this guy today, and garlic we need. My favorite kind of carrots are the rainbow ones. But yeah, so today we talked about, what did we talk about today? We talked about, childhood trauma, and so I had attended a workshop, a trauma competency course several weeks ago, February 12th, hosted by Dr. Eric Gentry. And we talked a lot about adverse childhood experiences. And so I shared this information with Heather. And so we, it's one of those things where people don't realize that things that have happened in their childhood could be negatively impacting them today. And, just because you're not diagnosed with PTSD doesn't mean that you don't experience episodic traumas. And so the point of today's conversation was to really, talk about how, you can actually, have that stress, that negative stress, right? So post-traumatic stress is the fact that you've been through something that has a negative impact on today's behavior. So you don't have to be diagnosed with PTSD. You maybe don't have PTSD, right? But you've experienced episodic stressors that do take shape in your life today. And so, when you think about that, so you can score the standardized test for the actual, I'm adding leeks too, guys, because I don't do onions, but I do leeks. Standardized testing, when they do this ACE test, is about 10 questions. And if you score above, it's above a 2, a 4, a 6, an 8, so on and so forth, you're at higher risk for different diseases and things. And so I scored an 8 on that. I've experienced 8 out of the 10 traumatic experiences as a child. And so essentially I'm going to die 20 years earlier than I'm supposed to. I have increased chance for heart disease and cancer. And I can become an alcoholic more easy than some others. So we talked about that a lot this morning. So I recommend you check it out. I think it really gives a nice perspective, and really, we always love the feedback. So if you wanted to check it out, I would be really happy. So I'm just browning the sides of the roast with some butter in a pan and some salt. And then I'm just placing the leeks with the mushrooms and the carrots here. Okay. All right. So there's that. All right. Top the roast with garlic cloves. We're going to do thyme, black pepper. All right. So the smell of beef with butter is pretty amazing. So that's life. That's what we talked about today, but Mindful Monday. So we got some snow today, and what I like to do is I don't have time to necessarily meditate every day, but if you're mindful and you are aware of the fact that you do need to quiet your mind, you can very simply while you're driving, make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing, right? That you can just quiet your mind. So feel the leather of your steering wheel on your hands. Watch the snow as it comes down. How many yellow lines are in the middle of the road? Really be at one with an activity that you're doing every single day. And that's a really easy way to be mindful. And you never honestly know, where that's going to go. Like what sort of thoughts you can have, what ideas will pop into your head. I'm launching a second podcast on Friday called Making of Herstory that a woman and I created through a Reiki session. I had given her Reiki, and she had a powerful thought process as that was happening. And so, we're doing this thing. And so I think if you are able to quiet your mind, you can really allow different creative juices to start flowing and really, be receptive to the ideas that are trying to come through in your head. So, I think we all get lost. Like there's been times where I've been driving and I don't even remember driving. And that happens, I think, more often than not, which is a little scary, right? But if you can be really diligent and think to yourself, I'm going to focus today. What does the steering wheel feel like? What does the heat feel like coming out of the vent? So on and so forth. You can really make some magic. So that's my tip for Mindful Monday. I love you all. Thank you all for watching. Have a really great day. I'm going to go kill it and change some lives. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.